a Smackdown Live 1 week before the pay-per-view. I want to address something as quickly as possible. I'm hoping that I won't go too long because the last time I went a little too long. Let's put this on the table. I heard about what Xavier Woods said in the Philippines about how wrestling fans complain and their big babies and infants. And they should shut their mouths. They should be glad of what they got. I'm sure everyone else has said what they said. I'm going to put in my 2 points, but I see it in a different point. Maybe a few agree with me, but this is my point of view. Xavier Woods, to a certain extent, is correct. There are a lot of complaints when the product is good. There's a lot of complaints. You can say that a lot of times wrestling fans can go too far. There's no doubting it. There's no lying about it. We know this. And those who say that never happens, you need to rethink it because you do. I know I've done it. There have been points where I've gone too far with it. But here's the thing, and he knows this. He is in a company. He's not part of the government. He's not in a nonprofit organization. He is in basically a shareholder business. He's in a wrestling company that is catered to pleasing their fans so they can get money. Now, under normal situations in a normal business, you make a product or you present something that people like. Your job is to make sure you keep your people coming back and giving you money. Now, here's the thing when it comes to the WWE. They know they have a terrible product. There's no lie about it. But they're still making huge amounts of money. So they can choose to change the product, they'll still get money, or leave it as it is and they still make money. They chose the second. And Xavier Woods, even though he is correct in one respect that you can't please every fan, he has made a serious mistake of offending his patrons. As a worker for this traded company, he has offended many of them with what he just said. It's not the point if he's correct. It's the point you don't state it outright and offend everyone. You can stay angry and be quiet unless he was ordered to say that. Say it. Let's make it clear. The WWE does tell these guys and girls to say things to make the company look good. So if he was ordered to say it in any type of interview, then you can't 100% jump on his back. But that's if he was ordered. And if this wasn't off the cuff. If this was off the cuff and he wasn't ordered, then he made a serious mistake. And I like Xavier Woods. I like Up, Up, Down, Down. Funny show. Him and Tyler Breeze doing the Smackdown vs. Raw 2006. I'm watching it. I'm laughing. I like it. He's getting his ass kicked by Tyler Breeze. Prince Pretty. But he still made a horrible mistake as a wrestler. You don't piss off your fans when you know 100%. And I know he knows this. The Raw brand sucks. It is terrible booking. The people complain about it. They believe that it's unfair that many people who should be treated better is not. So him saying that is just a disrespect. Now, does that mean he's a bad guy? No. But if he was ordered to say it, you can't blame him. If he did say it on his own, that was a big mistake. And it made him look bad. That's all I got to say on it. Now, let's get into this Smackdown Live. Sorry this took up to 4 minutes. It's the second time I went to 4 minutes. Anyway, let's get to the show. Was this a good show? I'll say it was okay. It was good. But for me personally, there's something missing for me. Everyone else will probably like it. But for me, it's missing. The opening was with Paige, with Charlotte, with Becky, and Asuka. Let's lay this out on the table. For me personally, going into TLC, this is one of the matches I'm going to care about. But the thing that gets me, and I know there are people who hear my words that are watching this. They don't say they disagree with me. They don't say they agree with me. Let's get this clear. The promo segments between all three women were okay. Becky's was the best. That's obvious. Charlotte was second and Asuka was third. That's obvious. Paige was okay. But let's be honest here. If Charlotte wins. If Becky is still injured and she really needs to drop this strap to someone, dropping it to Charlotte is 100% wrong. It just is. I'm being honest here. You guys know how I feel about Charlotte. She's great talent if she does her own style, which she does not. So she looks botchy in the ring. No matter how much people say she's amazing, she's not. She's too damn botchy because she acts like her father. She legitimately copies his moves, not because she's genetically like him, it's because she's copied him. And she looks sloppy. But when it comes down to it, the politics in the back are dictating that Charlotte should have been the one from the very beginning, from 4 months ago, nearing 5, to be going up against Ronda Rousey. The crowd wants Becky. And it reached a point where the WWE had no choice but to let Becky go where she was going to go. But because she got injured, now they got what they originally wanted. They're going to have Charlotte. So in this situation, there's a very strong possibility if Becky does not retain because she's not fully healed yet, it's going to be Charlotte. And I find it distasteful. Not because Charlotte hasn't earned it. To be honest, she really hasn't. What she did at WrestleMania with Asuka was a waste of time. Why would they let her gain the win over Asuka, who should be the most dominant woman there? She was so unique and so special, and they buried Asuka since WrestleMania for Charlotte, who didn't gain a thing. She has not gained anything. She's still exactly as she was with her father. Charlotte Flair, not Charlotte. Everyone thinks Charlotte's greatest. Charlotte's the best. Charlotte's not the greatest and the best. We're talking about Charlotte Flair. And that's what the issue is. We're talking about a Flair who, yes, has some ability, which is being hampered by her doing her father's movesets. Yes, she throws a couple of extra things in. She's copying her father. And on top of that, she's now buried Asuka. She's now buried Naomi. Remember this. They had one match. And she never faced her again. This is not about if Naomi is the best wrestler there. She's not. She's a good wrestler. But one match with Naomi, and you've never seen them work together again. Not because they haven't been on the same show. They won't let them work again. My guess is Charlotte doesn't want to deal with Naomi. Doesn't mean she's racist. She just can't handle her. She will only work with Sasha, Bayley, or Becky, or Asuka in certain respect. And the only reason she'll work with Asuka is because she's better seasoned than she is. She knows how to do the business better, so she doesn't have to worry so much about her work. So, for me personally, I don't care. I don't want to see Charlotte win. I'd rather see Becky retain or Asuka. But the problem with Asuka is Asuka has been buried. And instead of building up gradually to make up for it, they just throw into a battle royal, which I didn't see last week. I had a problem. You guys heard about it in my Impact review. And they just gave it to her. Just to throw it in there as a wild card. I'm still interested in the match, but when it comes down to it, I didn't care about this segment. Now, the match after that, when Asuka had to work with Charlotte because of Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, I didn't care about that either. I didn't expect them. Let's be honest. When you saw Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville came out, you knew it was going to be a tag match. And it wasn't going to be Becky in it. Becky walked away once she signed, which was the wisest thing to do. She didn't do anything. That was it. I liked that. But I knew Charlotte and Asuka was going to do something. And there was a good chance that one of those two was going to job, which it was, guess what, Charlotte. To try and build her up to make her special. Honestly, I don't care. And I'm moving on. Triple threat between Xavier Woods, Cesaro, and Jey Uso. Due to the fact that Jimmy's going to be facing The Miz and Asuka with Naomi, he wasn't going to be in that match. So it was understandable. Damn good match. Once you see, Cesaro is a freaking beast. I cannot understand what is wrong with them. Why would they not put him in the main title scene? He's had the US title once. He's never had the IC title, and he's never had the world title or the WWE title. He should have had one of them already. The man is a freaking beast. He can talk and he can wrestle. He had Xavier Woods on his back, and he had Jey Uso, and he was doing the Cesaro swing with the bitches on him. That was freaking awesome. That was straight up power, and I enjoyed that. In the end, it was Jey who won. Now, not saying that's good or bad. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that Jey won. The question is going to be, will the Usos finally be presented again, or are they going to be on the kickoff show as usual? I don't know. Let's move on to the Rusev interview. Oh my gosh. What happened to Ray? I mean, I'm putting it to you like this. I understand that Ray got nailed again by Randy Orton. But having Rusev dealing with Shinsuke Nakamura is a big no-no. If anyone's happy to see Rusev going after the US title again, tell me something. Leave a comment below. What did he gain the last couple of times he did that? What did he gain when he got the title back? Zero! Sorry, that was a little sexual. I'm sorry. Look, I've seen Rusev for years. He has a great ability in the ring. And now he's more comfortable talking. Talking in normal English instead of doing Bulgarian accent is way better. He sounds more legitimate. He sounds more natural. Was he saying something funny? Somewhat. He was a bit funny. But it doesn't mean he needed to go there. But let's be honest. One, he does not need to go after the US title. Two, if he can talk like that, what is the point of Lana? I'm repeating. What is the point of Lana? Yes, he gives him some heat. But before, when he wasn't talking, she was a mouthpiece. And after hearing this, he can talk on his own. He sounds perfectly fine, so he doesn't need Lana. So that means Lana's just eye candy now. She used to be the talker and the eye candy. Now she's the eye candy. So she's a waste of time now for him. And so is the US title. I am hoping Rey Mysterio comes back soon and he gets the US title. Now that brings us to the Jeff Hardy and the Randy Orton match. Good match. Then we had Samoa Joe come out. Since I didn't see last week, I don't know exactly what's going on between Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy. But when Samoa Joe tried to bring in something about his drinking, that is an interesting situation because we know Jeff had and has a drinking problem. So they decided to put this front and center, either as a punishment because he did get a problem many months ago with it, like a DWI, what was it? Not drunk under the influence, I can't remember what it's called. DWI or something or other. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. But let's be honest. This could either be a punishment for Jeff, or this is something to try and incorporate the problems he's had and he's worked it out. Now, the problem I have with this entire situation is the build for Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is one of the best talkers they have. But he's gained nothing for 9 straight months. He should have been champ already, before he got hurt. And now he's not champ again. And I'm not interested. I love Samoa Joe, but the man can't even gain a title. What is he being used for? Nothing. He's just a waste of time, just like Sierra Almost is a waste of time. He's an incredible talent with Zelina Vega. Finally got her name right. But in the end, they're doing nothing. And now Samoa Joe's doing nothing. And I don't care. Even though it is interesting to incorporate Jeff's drinking problem. We got... Let's see what else we got here. Oh! Almost forgot. I saw the Lexman in the crowd when the Miz TV segment was going on. I did. I'm sure I saw him in the crowd. I'll see if I can catch that image and I'll put it up on my face if I can get it. I'm not sure if I can. You guys will probably see him in the crowd if you recognize him. I thought I did. So, anyway, let's go to the match and to the Miz TV segment. Let's be honest here. People are not happy with the Daniel Bryan heel turn 100%. And I don't believe it's because he's doing a great heel. I do believe he's doing a decent heel. And when it came to the Miz and AJ Styles match, due to the fact of what happened to Miz TV, and when AJ came out due to the fact that Daniel Bryan pissed him off so much, he just wanted a piece of him. So he had a fight between the Miz, then he had a fight with Daniel Bryan, then he had a fight with the Miz again. It's understandable with this match. Now, throughout the match and the Miz TV segment, we hear Daniel Bryan talking like a nut, talking like an environmentalist. That's what he was talking as, an environmentalist. Saying, we're creating green gas. Calm down. Because environmentalists, they are a very heavy double-edged sword. I'm not against environmentalists if they understand what they're saying. But many of them do not. And in this situation, he's probably taking some of what he does believe and cranking it to 10. And here's the thing. For me personally, see him as a heel who's a vegetarian, who is an environmentalist, I'm cool with it. But when you make him a chicken shit heel, I'm not cool with it. I'm sorry. If anyone is liking AJ dealing with Daniel Bryan as a heel, more power to you. But me personally, if Daniel Bryan cannot be a tough heel, that yes, he can act nuts, but why should he run? Why should he have to do underhanded tactics other than kicking him in the groin? I don't mind him kicking him in the groin. I don't mind him blindsiding him. But when he runs, that is when it goes wrong. He can kick his ass and lose and have to back off and then go in and blindside him. I have no problem with that. But when he just runs away like a coward and act like a bitch and lets the Miz protect him and he's loving it, that is where I draw the line, because then he's boring. See it in this respect. I'm hoping to do this under 20 minutes. See it in this respect. Daniel Bryan, when he was a face, they had a golden opportunity to make Daniel Bryan and The Miz mean something really special by next year. And they've done none of it. They ruined it like I said. There's no guarantee they would make it work, and they ruined it. They ruined it with Big Cass, and they ruined it by him constantly winning instead of him losing some. The Miz screwing with him, and then building up from there. No. He's been winning the majority of his matches. He's been looking good, and that is what made him boring. Now he's a heel. And an interesting heel by kicking AJ in the nuts and acting crazy during Survivor Series. But then he became a chicken shit heel, which ruined it all for me personally. As it stands, as a heel, he's interesting. As long as he's not a chicken shit, which he is looking to be as. And as a chicken shit, I'm bored with him. He bores me. If he had been like a Kurt Angle, who was a crazy mofo, who didn't give a damn about anything, and he just beat the crap out of you, and then even if you drove him away, when he was able to come back, he would attack you again. And again. And again until he get what he wants. He wouldn't back off. He only back off when he couldn't win at one point. He wouldn't run before the fight starts. That's what the problem is for me personally. And that means I'm fickle. I'm fickle. Just like the title. I'm fickle because I don't want to see Daniel Bryan act like a bitch. Running away before he actually fights. But that's just me. Guys, tell me below how you feel. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!